Ginger sensed Basil Reed approaching from behind. "I'm Chief Inspector Reed from the London Crime Investigations Division. Is there a matter here that I can assist with?" Ginger swivelled on her heels and raised a questioning brow. "Mr. Reed? Such a secret to keep up your sleeve." "I do apologise, Mrs. Gold, but my occupation seemed irrelevant until now." "I suppose I'll have to get used to calling you Inspector." "Is there a problem at hand?" Basil Reed repeated. The question was a courtesy. Chief Inspector Reed stared at Ginger and Babineau in turn with a look of determination. He wore his title with authority, and there was no question that he intended to take charge of the situation. "Mon Dieu!" Babineau said. He spoke into the inspector's ear, and Inspector Reed frowned. "Please take me to the scene." When it became apparent that Ginger was following, Inspector Reed stopped her. "Mrs. Gold, I do believe this is a matter for the police, and I imagine quite delicate." "I'm not as sensitive as I may appear, Inspector," Ginger returned. "Captain Walsh was a family friend. I insist that you allow me to accompany you." The inspector stared at Ginger with a flash of perplexity, as if he wasn't entirely certain as to what to do with Ginger's adamant outburst, but he apparently came to the conclusion it wasn't a good time or place to argue. As they followed Babineau through the kitchen, Ginger pulled Roy Hardy aside. "Please summon Miss Higgins in room 45 and tell her to come to the kitchen. Tell her to ask for me. It's of the utmost importance." She slipped 5 shillings into the waiter's hand, and he took off at a jog. Ginger ensured some of the kitchen staff saw her traipse after the cook, and caught up to Inspector Reed and Babineau just as they started to descend a long circular staircase and into the belly of the ship. "Where are we going, Mr. Babineau?" the inspector asked. "New supplies were loaded up in Boston. I always oversee the menus and monitor that we have enough of what is needed each day. There is a dry pantry and a cool pantry, with ice," he added, with a tinge of pride in his voice. Ginger thought that made good sense, and knew how much their cook back in Boston appreciated their new refrigerator. Babineau yanked on a heavy wooden door, and they were hit with a waft of cold air. A contrast to Ginger's warm skin, the chill caused her to shiver. The walls were lined with shelving, half empty now due to the fact they were beyond the midpoint of their voyage. The interior smelled musty of old vegetables and slightly sour, like brine. A row of oak barrels lined against the back wall. "Mrs. Gold?" Haley's voice echoed down the stairwell. "Down here, Miss Higgins," Ginger said. Haley appeared and tried to make sense of the situation. What, dare I ask, is going on? "Our poor captain has been killed," Ginger said. "Monsieur Babineau just made the grisly discovery." "His body was found down here?" Haley asked. Babineau answered, "Yes, miss." Haley frowned. How odd. "Mrs. Gold," Inspector Reed said, "I must object." "Nurse Higgins served in the war," Ginger said with a dismissive wave. "I'm quite sure she's seen far worse than she'll see today. Her medical experience might come in handy, might it not?" Haley didn't wait for Basil Reed to answer, and asked Ginger, "Why is he here?" "Because, Miss Higgins, our dear Mr. Reed is also known in London as Chief Inspector Reed." Haley stared at Basil Reed. "Indeed?" "Yes, indeed," Inspector Reed said, losing patience. "Now, Mr. Babineau, if you'd be so kind as to lead us to the body." Ginger began to wonder about that as well. She'd scoured the cold room, the shelving and the floor, and failed to spot the captain. The cook stopped at an especially large barrel, with the lid resting crookedly. That could account for the strong scent of brine. "Please explain," the inspector said. Babineau cleared his throat. "This is a pickle barrel. It's almost empty, but I wanted to rescue the stragglers before opening the next one." Ginger pulled a face. "Don't tell me that the captain is in that barrel." Babineau's chin fell to his chest. "I'm afraid so." Inspector Reed looked back at Ginger and Haley. "Do you still want to stay?" Ginger nodded. She served in France during the war. Her stomach was strong.